Happy birthday, Bill.
Hey, happy birthday, James.
So Bill and I have the same birthday, and that was yesterday. So
Yes.
glad to
Yes.
have you down for a podcast and
Well, thanks
excited
for
to chat
having me.
with you.
Yeah, thanks for
Got a
inviting me.
few different things going on, so
A
why don't you?
couple. Yeah.
Couple, yeah.
Yeah.
Never not too busy, right?
It depends. It
Depends.
depends on the day.
Well, I'm glad you came down and you're able to make it. I appreciate that. So
Yeah, you're welcome.
let's just kind of rewind a little bit back. Let's talk about your professional career a little bit and kind of what you do on a day-to-day basis, and then what is the fun side of you and what you enjoy doing
So
too.
how far back do we rewind?
I don't know. How far back do you want to go, Bill?
Well,
Just like 10 years, right? That's about all you've really been hustling, right? No.
we'll go back a little further. So, it's funny because I have a very different outlook on college now.
Yeah.
I went to 7 different colleges.
Wow.
Graduated with a degree in aviation maintenance management.
Okay.
And then entered the workforce as an aircraft mechanic. Quickly realized that all I ever needed was the 2-year aviation degree or airframe and power plant license.
Yeah.
But it was fine.
Yeah. You still learned a lot through, I'm sure, all of it and things you may use.
Sure.
At different.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Played in a band.
Make yourself feel better.
I was in college for 6 years and I don't have an MD. So, but I played in a band and it was all different parts of the country. Like it was pretty great.
Yeah, that's cool.
It was a good experience. And then I only worked in that industry for 6 years. But moved up pretty quickly, and it was really weird. Like I was working in Minneapolis for Masaba Airlines, which was a commuter prop. Well, they had some jets that I worked on.
But smaller.
Yeah, like a BA 146, which is a high wing 4-engine British aerospace jet that they had just got. And when I got hired in, I went right to that school, and I think it ruffled some feathers because like I had no idea, like it was no place being there doing that. But I worked there for 5 months, and 4 months of it I spent looking for another job because it was just like not what I had.
Sure.
Like I was working 8 p.m. to 6 a.m. 5 nights a week.
That's rough. Dude,
it sucked. Like third shift is rough.
It is extremely rough.
And then I got a job with Champion Air. And that was interesting because I went into the interview and like it was a brand new charter airline. They used to book Apple Vacations used to book them for vacation packages to Mexico and
I see.
all over the place. Vegas was a big destination. Flew Boeing 727s, so this is dating myself a little bit, but super old school airplane, like really fast, 3-person crew, but not real quiet, not very good on fuel. But went in a job interview and sat down, and the guy walked in. He was super cocky. Like, I'm friends with him still to this day. He wished me happy birthday on Facebook. But he threw my stuff across the table, and he goes, "Why should I hire you? You have no experience." And I was like, well, I said, I'll tell you what, I'll work here for 2 weeks for free. I said, if you don't like it, I'll leave. And he was like, huh, I like your attitude. And they hired me, and it was like a $10 an hour bump in pay.
Oh, wow.
And
so you're like, I'll give a little up front to gain quite a bit on the backside here.
Boy, and I just remember that first day of work, they told me to go out and do something. I'm like, no idea what you're talking about. But I had to learn quick, and I worked four months straight, and it was third shift also, 12, 14-hour days, 4 months without a single day off. Like, it was fast.
Yeah.
But it was a charter airline, small company. It was cool.
Got to
Eventually got to do, because they also did sports charters. So
they
had a couple
That's
of
cool,
jets set up just for that, and I did a couple of those for like a week where I was with the Minnesota Twins.
Okay.
And we would from freaking Florida to California, and the airplane was pretty well behaved, so that means I got to party with the flight crew. So that was
job was easy at that point.
Yeah. When it's not well behaved, it's rough because you're up all night and then you really
gotta
not
be
sleeping
ready to
very
go.
well on a plane. But fast forward, so then I met my now ex-wife, who was a pilot, and we got married, had our first daughter, and realized real quickly that it was really tough to try to raise a family when we're both she's either flying a red eye and I'm working at night, and she had told me at the time that she her dad was a career airline pilot, and she couldn't remember a single Christmas that he was home.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, that doesn't sound like a great plan. I don't
Yeah.
like that.
Work-life balance isn't the most ideal.
Yeah, I've heard you say that before. But so then we ended up. She actually found it, but we ended up buying a franchise, which throughout the divorce and stuff, I got wholly
Sure.
and continued to run, and that was 2003. I left in November of my. And everybody told me, don't leave your secure job. You know, do this on the side. I was like, man, fear is the greatest motivator there is. Because if we go camping and a bear is chasing us, guess what? I only have to outrun you. But I'm pretty scared either way. So
just betting the odds.
That's right. And I'm going to take one of your shoes with me.
Kick your feet out as I leave. Yeah.
That's right. So I quit in November and started this company full-time December 1st.
Was it something that was on your radar?
Oh, no. Well, no. So, like, I had always thought that I imagined myself running my own business, like having my own business. What that was, I don't really know.
Okay.
Like, you know, I started college as an art major, and I was like, man, this could be great. Then I realized after, like, year one, I was like, boy, I like to eat. I don't want to be a starving artist.
Yeah.
And actually, my grandfather was the one, and it's so weird because my outlook has changed so much since then. Like I've always been very mechanically inclined, was always into cars. I mean, I bought my Fairlane when I was 17.
Yeah.
And it went into storage for 6 years while I was in school. But I didn't want to be an auto mechanic. And you know why?
Same.
Because I didn't want to have black fingernails.
Mm-hmm.
Because I just thought that was bad. and now I'm like, who cares, right? My grandfather was like, why don't you fix airplanes? And I was like, God, I never thought about that. And what did I have? Black fingernails.
Yeah, they're not dirty.
But it seemed like it was more like, I don't know.
High end or
more end, and it made less money.
So bummer. Yeah.
So that's not high end. But anyway, so bought this franchise, and I've been doing that since 2003. So that's 23 years.
And what is that franchise?
It's called ProHome.
Okay.
And we do, it's really exciting. Good thing you're seated.
Yeah.
It's third-party warranty administration for new home builders.
Okay.
So in a nutshell, it's not insurance, but if you're a home builder and you build 1, 10, 50, 100 homes a year, during that first year, you have to manage the warranty for those homeowners, be it pre-closing walkthrough. Once they close, you have 24-hour emergency service, and then you have a couple of walkthroughs during the first year where you just have to
There's issues or
you
things
just have to
whatever,
deal with these people, but managing it is different than fixing it because we don't go and fix it.
Sure.
It's all admin. So you're the builder. I am scheduling your subcontractors to go back and fix stuff that they're obligated to warrant and take care of anyway.
Sure.
Now, if
is it my subcontractor, the people I vet and choose to fix the warranty issues, or do you guys help with that as well?
No, you're the builder. So you hired these same subs to build the house, so I sure hope you've vetted them.
So even those people have to go, like, okay.
Yeah, so like...
It's not like a third party that comes in and repairs stuff. It's the original people that were building it.
That's correct.
Or working on it.
That's correct, because, like, you're a drywaller.
Yeah.
Okay. Partway through, you get nail pops or drywall cracks and stuff, and there are parameters based on the National Association of Home Builders guidelines.
It's acceptable, what's not. Yeah.
Right, as to what's warrantable and what's not. It's not like a free-for-all. It's like, oh, I got a hairline cracked in drywall.
Somehow this hole popped up in my wall.
Yeah, right. So we manage that for the builder.
Yeah, okay.
And as a third party, and it's very interesting as consumers, you and I, James, we deal with third parties in everything that we buy.
Right.
These microphones, for example,
Yeah.
we didn't build them.
Right.
You bought them from a third party, and if they break, you don't go back to the manufacturer.
Yeah.
Deal with third party, and they're like, yeah, whatever, and you deal with it. Or you go buy a new car, and you've probably done burnout before.
Like once, maybe twice.
Twice, yeah.
Yeah.
So, but you wear out the tires right away, and you go back to the dealer, and they're like, yeah, that's on warranty. I'm happy to sell you.
You bought these 24 hours ago, and now they're flat. What's going on?
I'm happy to sell you another set.
Yeah.
But you will put controls when you work with a third party on yourself.
Sure.
And that third party can put controls on you that you will accept because you're used to dealing with third parties.
Yeah.
Now flip to being a home buyer.
Yeah.
and you deal directly with the builder, directly with the guy that built it, and directly with the guy that took your money. At least that's how you perceive it.
Yeah, yeah.
You don't care what he says. It's a warrant supply. You fix it. I gave you
You built
$800,000.
it, yeah.
You built it. Right. You start to freak out, and they're like, "Whoa!" And so they're gonna fix everything.
Need
They
a
don't have
middleman. Yeah.
They don't have the ability to say no.
Mm.
We go in neutral third party,
Yeah, okay.
dress professionally. We have a book of national standards and a warranty. We go, yeah.
Your deck shouldn't be falling off your house. You're right.
Yeah, or like the drywall crack. Okay,
Yeah.
that crack has to be a certain dimension in width before it's warrantable. Anything less that's considered normal. Yeah, it's a homeowner maintenance thing. Guess what? I had that going on my own house, and I just take a
Right.
little bit of caulk and caulk it, and they're like, "Oh, okay, I get it." I didn't build it. I didn't take their money.
Yeah.
The perception's very different.
Yeah, sure.
So that in a nutshell is what we do.
Yeah.
There's a lot more to it.
No, it makes sense. Like you said, the unbiased third party. So then you can kind of navigate that.
Yeah.
And I could see where that is greatly beneficial for both sides.
Well, for home builders, I mean, if you look at my Google reviews, you'd say no way because we suck. But we take that hit for the builder.
Yeah.
But it enables them from an efficiency standpoint. If you think about
Getting called out because a light bulb's out or something.
right,
Yeah.
toilet's plugged.
Yeah.
How's that my fault?
Yeah. Right.
You know,
Call
now
a
if it's a
plumber.
couple days after closing, it
Could be.
could be construction debris, and guess what? Then it's a warrantable deal.
Yeah.
But if it's not, and I can go on story after
Yeah,
story, but there's been lots of instances where larger builders have had construction defect lawsuits come against them, and they have utilized our services. They go into deposition with all our reports, and they've settled for legal fees and a very, very small settlement, and they attribute that 100% to our process and documentation.
I see.
So that's huge. Small ones where I had a builder who built a duplex. Damn fool lived in the other side,
Yeah.
right? But he sold the other side, and they had they plugged up a shower or something. It was on the third floor. It was on a Sunday. They didn't want to wait till Monday. Ended up flooding.
Oh.
Subsequent bathrooms below it. Plumber came back and found paper towels, and they blamed the cleaning company on it. The guy was like, no. And the builder also owned the cleaning company. He's like, no, we're a green clean. We don't use paper towels. We only use this. So ended up proving that it was the homeowner that had used paper towels, plugged it up, and the insurance company then
Goes
had
after
to pay.
the renters.
But here's what's
yeah.
so crazy. The insurance company was the same insurance company the builder had. So it was like,
It was
who's
a
paying
wash
the
either way.
deductible, right? It was,
Yeah,
but,
that's really what it came down to.
but it came down to the third party, because without that, the builder had nothing. He couldn't prove
Interesting, yeah.
anything, because in-house documentation is always viewed as biased. It's
Mhm.
biased towards
Sure.
you. I mean, you created it. Of course
Yeah.
it's biased.
Yeah, you can make it whatever you want.
We're neutral. We're hired by the builder,
Yeah.
but
You're an advocate for the.
we walk that fine line, because if
Yeah.
they're doing it as the standard is supposed to be, we're going to support that. And we're going to help back the builder. But I've had lots of builders that don't do that, and unfortunately, my documentation helps support the homeowner in
Yeah.
that situation. So those are not long-term clients.
They want you to be biased, but you can't be biased. So then it becomes a hard place.
No, and I
yeah.
get those calls, and I'm like, that's not why you hired us. So you just have to be honest, and that's one of the biggest things. It's just honesty, and I make mistakes. We make mistakes occasionally,
Yeah.
and as soon as that happens and I'm aware of it, I let the builder know. I'm like, hey, we messed up here. And there's been times where we made a bad call, an emergency call, and I had to stroke a check to a homeowner for
Yeah.
like $500 something because
Yeah.
we messed up. I'm like, it's the game we play. So,
The easiest way to say sorry or to not have that issue is to just refund the money, right? Or pay the thing or eat the. It sucks. You'll
Yeah.
learn real quick never to do it again. But to make
Yeah.
it go away, but to not drag your name through the mud, or to not have major issues, is
Yeah.
owning mistakes as a business owner and moving forward.
Yep, I agree, and I've learned that from lots of people and just experience and doing all
Yeah.
kinds of different stuff. But and even in life, even with kids, I mean, I have 2 daughters, and I'm so proud of them. They're 20 and 22 now. Will soon be 21 and 23, and my oldest one is on her own. She graduated. And I'm proud of her because
Yeah.
they're both at CU Boulder, the Republic of Boulder. But she graduated with an art degree, and not quite sure what that will get her.
Sure.
It's pretty challenging, but she now wants to take a year off, and she discovered through that whole art program that she, like me, is a very kinetic learner, likes to work with her hands. she did a lot of metalworking and stuff like that. Like super cool,
Yeah.
right? Like I love that. Like I've got all the metal stuff,
Yeah.
and I'd love to teach her some of that.
Yeah.
She doesn't want Dad to teach her anything, which is okay.
Yeah.
But in a year, she's planning to enroll in an apprenticeship program and become a machinist. And I'm like, yes, like that is
I need you to design me some stuff.
That's
yeah.
so cool,
Yeah, no, that's
right?
awesome.
And I have a really good friend of mine who's been my co-pilot for a number of years, who's a machinist. And like when she was thinking about this, I was like, hey, why don't I get the two of you together for lunch? And like I took both my daughters and him, and me and my other daughter just were talking during lunch, and they were at it. But she was just drilling them with questions and stuff like that. And she's like, I think this is what I want to do.
That's cool.
And it will also open a whole nother world for her for potential art stuff that she can do, more industrial, metal.
Kind of blend
sculptures.
the two, right? Yeah.
I think so. Yeah. So that's super exciting for me because, like, I don't know machining. Like, put me near a lathe, I'll probably lose an arm or something. I mean, it's just, thank God I don't have long hair anymore. But, but yeah, it's just.
But you can at least have those conversations with her and kind of understand it, and then seeing where she wants to go with it's pretty exciting. So
yeah,
that's cool.
It is, and like especially with kids, like. You want them to fail, especially when they're young. Like parents want to come in and rescue and helicopter and do all that, and I'm like, it sounds horrible. Like I was raised with that love and logic type thing, but when I was raised, it wasn't really a thing. Like it is now. Like you can go get the book or the CD or whatever. But that's how we were raised. And like we'd get in trouble, and my stepdad would be like, "You knew he knew about it." We'd get to dinner, and he'd look over and he'd go, how's your day today? And he'd be like you'd have to tell him because you knew.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, okay, well, let me know what your punishment's going to be. He'd be like, oh my God. And you'd come up with it, and he'd be like, oh, that's pretty good. Or he'd be like, yeah, that's a little bit much. But there were always consequences for what we did.
But think through what you did. And
yeah. And he didn't really yell. My mom took care of all that. But
good cop, bad cop.
Yeah. But I mean, he just didn't really yell at us much. And I've tried to do that with my kids. Like I try to be calm, but let them fail. That's the only way they learn. And you want them to fail when the consequences aren't extreme.
I think that's our biggest growth in business would come when we failed, when things didn't go right, when
100%.
when things are rocking and rolling, you're on top of the world, you're just cruising. You're not learning a lot.
You don't learn if you don't fail. You learn from failure. I mean,
for sure.
Like look at you. You've like I'm sitting in this awesome facility that guess what? You own it now.
Yeah, it's super
it's
weird.
awesome. Well,
it's
the bank owns a lot.
Yeah,
of it,
yeah.
But they let you.
We have a agreement together. That, I can have it as long as I do what I'm supposed to.
Yeah. But like, what are all the failures that got you here?
Yeah.
I mean, any successful business owner, it's those failures that got them there, and those are the things you want to cultivate and learn from. Those failures, and that's exciting. They totally suck ass when they happen. But if you can look at it in that light and be like, man, all right, this is pretty horrible, but I know something good's going to come out of this from the other side, and maybe it's a giant lesson. Like that's the gold, right?
That's why we're on the Don't Suck podcast.
Oh,
so you can learn from everybody else's
name.
mistakes, and I hope people that watch this, they can pick up things that you're talking about, I'm talking about, and then if they're thinking about getting in business or just life, like, what are those things? Because nobody wants to suck. It sucks to suck. You try not to, but you do learn from it. But obviously, if you quit, then you just suck. But if you continue going, you learn and get better from it. Then just not quitting is another side of that, right?
Yeah, for sure. And it can, and that whole thought process and saying will parlay into some more of this conversation as we go down the road with some of my other ventures and companies. But so that's
it's a little look at what you've done.
Yeah, and so like for ProHome, my franchise, I have a team of like, I feel bad I lose count. It's like 10 or 12 people that work for me.
W-2 or 1099?
All W-2.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's important too because
agreed,
they're much more vested in the company when they're W-2.
You're much more invested into them when they're W-2
as
well.
That's a fact.
Right?
Yep.
So like it becomes more of one. I believe that, and I think in our industry as a digital marketing agency, there's so many people that like hire or they partner, and then there's 17 people there that kind of do all a little bit of something, but there's no real head of it, or they could all walk tomorrow,
Mhm.
or there's no real structure or ownership or reliability within those ecosystems. And you
Yeah.
see so many of them like hurt. Well, they never really make it to 17. It's like 2 or 3, and then it falls apart, and then it builds back to 2 or 3, and it falls apart.
Well, and I think too, one thing with like a 1099, like a
Yeah.
crew, because it's not
Yeah.
even a team, it's a crew at
Yeah.
that point, you have the 80-20 rule.
Mhm.
Like 80% of the work is getting done by 20% of the people, and the
Right.
other ones are just kind of like, it's kind of cool. You got a nice
This is
sim over there.
awesome.
Let's take turns driving that sim, and because I just drove it, and
Yeah.
I sucked at it. but yeah, it's just and one of the things I've learned too is I was always quick to hire, slow to fire.
It's hard.
And you got to flip that.
You
You
have
really
to.
have to vet and spend time in the interview process. And I've actually instituted kind of a like a probationary period.
Yeah, 30, 60, 90.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep. And if it's not working out, they're out.
Yeah.
Like you just got to pull that trigger and move on.
Yeah, you have to be like unemotional to the key factors you've put in place. That you hire them, it doesn't hit, it
Yeah.
doesn't work, it sucks, it hurts, it's hard, but you're so stressed for like that week or two or
Yeah.
whatever it is that you're just like, "Ugh." And then to clear your head, try again. It works, but it's
Yeah.
hard to get to the
Yeah.
point where you're like good with that.
Yeah. And what I've learned too is never hire friends. Probably don't hire family. I've never hired family, but it's probably not a great idea.
There's 50-50. Like, yeah, like some people absolutely like the best ecosystem ever, and they get to work with their family and friends every day, and it works for them.
Yeah.
And then other people, I'm kind of in the same boat. Like, it's really hard to hire friends because it's hard.
Well, I don't know that they're as driven as you are, and then it can disrupt or destroy a friendship.
Mhm.
It's just a rough deal. Like,
It's
good
hard.
luck,
Yeah.
good luck. But I've kind of been there, and yeah,
Yeah, you didn't get to this point by not learning
no,
it, right? Yeah.
no, and I can't even like I'm shocked when I get into like ADP, who does my payroll stuff.
Yeah.
I go in there and just for grins, I'll just be like, oh, let's look at all the old employees, and I'm like, what? The list is so long. I'm like, oh my god, all these people have worked for me. Like, it's probably 40 people.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Like, I don't even know over the years, like 20 something years.
But you've had to filter through to find your people, and or they find something else or whatever, right? Like,
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I've always said like with my people, because I have two groups of people. I
Okay.
have the office staff, managers of administration is what we call them.
Yeah.
They take all the phone calls, they handle all the scheduling, they do all the reports, they kind of manage the builder meetings.
Got it.
And then I've got the field guys, the guys that actually go out and do the walkthroughs, the
okay.
face to face with the homeowners, that type
Take
of
the
stuff.
book in, look at all the things. Yeah. Okay.
The no. Yep.
Yeah.
No, this isn't covered.
Yeah.
They have to have certain, and I actually use, if you're familiar with the DISC, DISC
Mm.
personality profile,
Okay.
it's really helpful. It's like 24 questions, but each question has 2 answers, so it's like 48 questions, and it categorizes, it gives you a profile of their personality.
Interesting.
And there's certain personality profiles I need for each position.
Sure.
And if they're too high of a D, which is a very type A personality, which is like you
Me.
and me, and we have the same birthday,
Yeah.
that's great for a business owner, entrepreneur.
Yeah.
But if I have an employee that's too high of a D, we're going to clash.
Mm.
And I've had some of those because in the beginning I was like, the disc, misc, what's this? Who needs
Yeah.
that? And then when I would go back later and do their personality profiles,
Oh, this
like,
is weird.
oh wow, they're a horrible fit. No wonder they didn't work out. So it's crazy. Like, I really do put a lot into that. Like,
Yeah.
I will do that's like one of the first things. I get a resume, have a quick phone conversation with them, and say, hey, I'm going to send you this personality questionnaire.
Yeah.
This profile sounds a little creepy, but I'll send them that, and they'll get it back. And if it doesn't fit, like, I don't even
Really?
move forward, because over
Sure.
the past 20 plus years, that has proven to be such a critical
The data
point.
says.
And I'll share that with you if you
Yeah.
want later.
No. Yeah. That'd be great.
But yeah, it's just really important for the position, and just trying to figure out who's a good fit, and then going from there with training. And
Sure. But at least you know they're set up to succeed in training and or whatever else.
yeah,
Right?
and one of the things I'll do, especially with a new hire, we talked about those probationary periods, but even like the first one, like, I'll be like, all right, let's just, because if I'm not quite sure, like, all right, let's do a ride along.
Yeah.
You come with me for a day, and we'll do a few walkthroughs, and you see what you think. And I'll pay them or buy them lunch or something.
Yeah.
But then once we start training to kind of incentivize them, every time they go to a walk with myself or any of my other guys that are trained, they get half rate if they're just watching.
I see.
Because the guys get paid per walkthrough. But once they take the initiative, say, okay, I'm ready to do the walk, even if we have to go in and rescue them, like they'll get full rate. Like,
Yeah.
man, you're stepping up. We're going to pay you full rate. So now I got 2 people getting paid full rate for the same walk. But
You got to invest.
it's part of the.
You got to
yeah,
invest into it.
exactly. And even if they got to get rescued, then they're still getting full rate. But it just moves them along. And
Yeah.
I've had some.
You got to get them over the hump, right? Over the
Yeah,
threshold.
Yeah, and it can be terrifying for them. My youngest daughter she's like a junior, I think, in college. You think I should know? I pay the bill for
Close.
it, or help pay for it. Yeah, she's close, but she really wants to come in and
Yeah.
take over some of this in my other companies. And so she started last year. She interned, and then this past summer, and now she interned. But she told me, she's like, Dad, I can't do these walks with you there. You make me too nervous. And I've heard that from people like I'm training. I'm like, it seems like I'm
Here to help,
intimidating at
but
all.
yeah.
I'm just trying to help, but okay, let them fail.
Yeah.
And that's a bigger ask because, like, if you fail, the builder's calling me and like, who the hell is this? But we'd start her on some easy ones, and now she's just crushing it.
Yeah.
And she's like freaking 20. Like, this young girl
Yeah, that's
clearly has
cool.
probably never owned a house, telling people in $1 million home in some cases, no, this isn't covered. And they're like, who the hell are you? You never even owned a house. Kind of thing. So,
Yeah.
and she hasn't had a bad walk yet.
Yeah.
She's had some rough ones, but not a real bad one yet. And I keep telling her, you're going to have one. You're going to have one.
It
But
happens. Yeah.
she'll get there, and she's going to figure it out. But so don't hire family. Well, that seems to be an exception. But her and I work together really well. My other
Yeah.
daughter, I love them both, like, equally. She's a very strong personality, and her and I are like this. And it's much better now that she's older.
Yeah.
And now she is listening a little bit.
A little
It seems
bit.
like, oh gosh, Dad, you might have been right about this or that. So
Every once in a while.
one of the funny stories about both my girls is I insisted that they learn to drive stick shift. I mean, big surprise, right? And we'll get to that
Yeah.
one too.
Yeah.
But they push back, and we don't have to go deep into it. But I told them, I said, look, you're gonna learn how to drive a stick, and if you're gonna drive with me, it's the only car I got. It's
Yeah.
stick
If I'm
shift.
showing you how to drive, like, you only have
Yeah.
this option. Yeah.
Well, I think they had like 60 hours that they had to do for
Sure. Right. Yeah.
the driver's ed program or something, and I think my youngest one drove 30 minutes with her mom. And the other like 59 and a half hours were all with me
With you.
in the car that she
She's
bought
driving.
for me,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
and it's a stick shift.
Perfect.
But I told them, I said, even if you don't own a stick shift, you got to know how to drive one. I said,
Yeah.
because when you travel to other countries, I said, automatics are few and far between. The rest of the planet knows how to drive a stick, except for here, pretty much.
Yeah.
And there probably will be a situation where you are with friends or something, and something will happen, and the only vehicle for you to get out will be a stick shift, an old farm truck or something. And guess what? You might be the only one who knows how to drive it.
Yeah.
And my youngest one told me she was in volleyball, and they were somewhere, and the girl broke her ankle, and guess what?
You had to drive.
She had a
it.
truck, and it was a stick, and Haley was the only one that knew how
There
to
you
drive
go.
it. And I wanted to so bad, be like, I told you so. But I was like, that's great.
I
you know?
appreciate the story back the other way, though. Yeah. Right.
Yeah, because I was right.
Yeah.
but I mean, that's just being a parent's one of the hardest jobs ever, but it's great.
Yeah.
So
Not there yet. Not sure if we'll
boy, this
cross
isn't been
that
a
or
real
not.
linear,
But yeah, no,
linear
no.
conversation.
No,
is
it's
it?
and that's
But
what I want. Like the podcast, I just want to have conversations built around business and life and stuff. But
yeah,
that it's the caveats that really, I mean, go look up business templates. They're pretty old. You could template them all. You're
I
all
should
going to learn how to
probably-
hire. You're going
I
to learn
should
how to
probably
fire. You're
look one up.
Yeah, figure out what you've been doing wrong this whole time.
Yeah.
What,
that might be helpful.
What made you want to do like a franchise? How'd the franchise opportunity come about? Was it existing yet? Was it not?
So that's a great question. Because initially I was like, oh hell, I'll just start my own business, make $1 million.
Right.
Well, that's pretty difficult actually. And so my work schedule then was 4 days on and 4 days off, which was pretty ideal because I could take 4 days vacation and have 12 days in a row off.
Oh yeah, nice.
That was pretty sweet. So I would sit on my 4 days off and get up that morning and be like, okay, let's just pretend I'm starting a business today.
Yeah.
What's step one? I have no idea.
Oh.
And while I was working at the airlines, I actually tried to start another business.
Okay.
And I've always told my girls this, and I always have this mindset in mind whenever I'm going through life, just a regular day. Always look for a niche, something that isn't awesome, or something that needs to be fulfilled. That's a niche, right?
Fix somebody's issue.
Right. So when I was fixing airplanes, I had a 3D cell mag light. Fine, airline paid for the batteries and all that stuff, but they were never like great, especially in Minneapolis in the winter. They're cold. Battery cells,
Yeah.
they go down.
Yeah.
Then this guy got hired, and he had this freaking flashlight that I think he bought from Snap-on.
Yeah.
And it was a rechargeable mag light. And that thing was like a freaking lightsaber. He turned on, I was like, I was like, whoa. And I asked him if I could see it, and it had a NiCad pack in it that was the same size as 3D cell batteries. And I was like, so I converted my flashlight. I found that cell and everything else.
Yeah.
Converted mine, and it was just as badass as his. But his was like $200, and I paid like, what, $9 or something for it. And so I was like, all right, I'm going to build these conversion kits and sell these things. Well, I kind of, goofed around with it, tried to figure it out. Well, then the technology came along where now you can buy an LED mag light.
For probably way cheaper than what it was too at the point.
Right. And so like, it was a great exercise for me, and I have a big box of these batteries at home that I still probably should put on eBay. But it was a great exercise for me. Like, wow, like this is way harder than I realized. So when we started talking about and thinking about doing a business, statistically, if you look at the numbers, it's like, I don't know, high 80%, low 90% of all small businesses fail within 5 years. But
I just got to make it till March.
Yeah, right. But that same statistic, high 80%, low 90% of all franchises are successful. And if you think of it like baking cookies, James, go make me some peanut butter cookies.
Yeah, right.
I'm not going to give you any ingredients. I'm not going to give you a recipe, nothing. I'm probably not going to want to eat the first dozen batches of cookies because you're going to be figuring it out.
Yeah,
like it's going to suck.
It all, yeah.
But if I give you a box with all the ingredients, I give you a recipe, as bad as you may be in the kitchen,
as long as I follow the recipe.
That's right. You're going to come out, and I'm going to love those cookies. I'm going to eat them. I'm going to be like, dude, this one has a hair in it. But it's okay. It still tastes good. Right?
It was good up until that point, yeah.
Right. Yeah. That's a franchise.
Yeah.
You are buying a proven business model and a recipe, and all you have to do is execute it.
Yeah.
So that's what we decided to do.
So you like that idea and kind of you understood.
Well, it makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, the downside to a franchise, and everyone's different. Mine is not like this, but you're kind of regulated to what they want. Some franchises, they want every store, operation, or outlet to be cookie cutter, like
branding, marketing,
right? Like a restaurant, for example. You go to a Chick-fil-A, you want a Chick-fil-A in Albuquerque to be the same as it is in St. Louis, the same as it is in
Japan.
Right. Yeah. You go in, same menu, you get the same product.
Yeah.
I get it, right? Oh, I got a runny nose. And I get that. And if you can subscribe to that and do that, and you have to pay royalties that comes with the territory, then that's okay.
Sure.
Like my franchise, we're not really managed like that from the corporate standpoint. And corporate has changed hands a little bit, so it's kind of loosey-goosey. But we get some support. We get the brand or name recognition, but it's really me. I mean, I built that in Colorado and Wyoming over the last 23 years. So we kind of flex and can do what we need to fit our market.
Sure.
So, but yeah, I'm a fan of franchise.
Depends on how dialed in the franchise is too when you get into it, and how many boundaries and borders. And
that's correct. And there's a lot of capital involved in certain franchise. I mean, you build a Chick-fil-A, you've got to
have some cash.
You either probably not buy the property. And I think if you look, I don't know if you listen to a lot of franchise stuff, but like McDonald's isn't a hamburger company. It's a real estate company.
Yeah, right.
Because they own all the McDonald's franchise land.
Property, yeah.
That's right. And they rent it from them. And that's huge money.
Yeah.
But
Super interesting, because I was even looking at, so the Dutch Bros, they've put 2 here in Pueblo. They do
$5
that,
cup of
then
coffee.
and they're always a line out the thing.
Yep.
But they get it built, they put the tenant in there, the Dutch Bros franchisee, and then they literally try to get somebody to buy the property from them. And then I just seen it. It was 16% for the first 2 to 3 years, and it's 18% for the next 5 years after that. So they have it set up to where you'll make X dollars on your money. They just want to like not pawn it off, but they want somebody else to carry the note on the property and the building.
Yep.
So they're doing like the reverse of McDonald's.
Yeah.
One of my favorite books is the E-Myth. Have you listened? Yeah. Great
Couple
book.
times.
Yeah. So
And they have the revised E-Myth.
Yeah,
revised.
right.
Yeah, I've read it. Yeah.
So that's what I've watched that. We're not a franchise, but it says like whether you are or not, build your company like a franchise, because then it runs better. You have processes and systems, and that's just lived with me like every day. And I think every time I get up to the point where my bandwidth is too much and I'm doing too many different things, I'm like, okay, it needs a process and a person to like try to seek these things out.
Yes.
And once it works, scaling's easy. You just multiply the number.
Correct.
But
yeah, and you're correct. And my other company that
yeah.
I keep calling it a startup, but it's been up and running for a number of years. I am not as good at doing that as I am with. I mean, the franchise stuff was already there, so it was quote unquote easy.
Yeah.
Not easy, but
yeah.
But
no, it's still business. But now you're having to do all the other things, right? So
Correct.
yeah, let's pivot a little bit. So the BangShift Billy, and you are BangShift Billy.
Yes. And I have a podcast. I have a podcast too.
Yeah.
Clutch burners with my hero. We actually joked about this morning, but Rich Guido.
Yeah.
In fact, right now he is driving to my house. He'll be there
is
tonight.
He?
Yes.
Oh, awesome! Love it.
Because the weather is so bad, he wanted to get south as fast as possible. But so
Good.
I am into cars and have been into drag racing ever since I bought my Fairlane.
So passion meets business.
Yeah. So I've had the same car since 1990 is when I bought it, and when I finally put a stick shift in it, I knew how to drive a stick, but I didn't know how to drag race one. And man, I would go to the line, and I would just I think I had a 2-step in that thing I had a Cleveland motor in it at the time. I had that thing. The top rev limiter was set at 6,500, and the 2-step was set at 62. And so I would just dump the clutch. And I specifically remember one time I finally got slicks on it. And I always tell people, I go, yeah, you're not going to break a thing until you get traction. And that's when all the problems start. And we put slicks on it. And I remember when this was at Vandermeer, and was turning the car over to go back home. And at that time, everything would go in the trunk.
Yeah.
Really had a tough time getting the wheels off because I bent all the drive studs.
Oh.
And this is like a 400 horsepower motor.
Yeah.
But that assault of just dumping it is so violent.
You're the guy everybody's standing back. Oh,
yeah, they're like, oh, jeez. So that worked into, I developed, the first product was I developed a digital clutch controller that allows a diaphragm-style street clutch, has to be hydraulic, to operate like a slipper clutch at the track, because I've since learned that you don't want to just dump it. You want to slip that clutch
It's not
out.
the fastest way down the track.
No, 100% not. It's the fastest way to empty your wallet for sure. But you want to try to slip that clutch, and that's what a slipper clutch does.
Yeah.
And this is a device that allows it to be done with the help of a little computer.
Makes a normal clutch act as a slipper clutch.
Correct, at the drag strip. And you change the adjustments with an app on your phone. And that seems crazy, but it's really not that hard. And so I developed that and then tested it for a number of years. It took I started that process in 2018. And then in like 2020, I had a prototype on the car, and I went and did Midwest drags, took first place, had my first drag and drive with an 8-second average. The car went 870s with a diaphragm clutch. Came back like 3 weeks later, did Streetcar Takeover, won the stick class in that with this
we're
device.
On something here.
Like, it was awesome. I was like, this is badass, right? Like, I mean, I went 878 at Bandamere.
Yeah. Things you struggled for years to do, and then you one change, and it
well
made it so much better.
Here's what's so funny. Like, I went to Bandamere on a test session, and I had already outgrown or overpowered the RXT clutch that I had. And I had McLeod build me, basically, it was an original street twin, which is a 10.5-inch disc instead of like the 9 3/4, which is what the RXTs are. But it was the same material. So it was basically a big boy version of an RXT, and it would hold more power. And that worked pretty well. But I went to Bannerman this one particular day, and this is before I had the clutch controller. And that clutch had worn out, and I didn't realize it. When I launched it, it slipped like perfect, made a pass. It went my first 8-second pass. I was so excited. And I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. And I went back to try to do another one, and it wouldn't hold anything over about 12 pounds of boost. It would just blow through. It was like a one and done.
Yeah.
But that illustrated to me that you've got to have that slip action going on to make the car faster. And so that really got the ball rolling for this. So then in like 2021, 2022, we started we manufactured this. I got a manufacturer here in Colorado, made all the printed circuit boards. We made the first enclosure had them made in Minnesota, and really big for me is US made.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I was paying 4 times as much probably for circuit boards, but I didn't want to have them made overseas. In fact, on the back of the circuit board, anybody that has one or has seen it, it says on there, and it's got a couple of like the ampersands and dollar signs, but basically it says "fuck you, China."
Yeah.
Made in USA, the BangShift Billy on the circuit boards. Like that's what it says. So we started creating those, and then after we made a number of those first enclosures, I was like, all right, I don't remember, but at some point I was like, okay, we got to either redo these enclosures, which were very expensive, or I go and make a plastic injection mold. And that's what we did. So I have injection molds now. They're badass. And that's super scalable.
Yeah.
Because once you have the molds, you can be like, I need 1,000. And like 2 days later, you got 1,000 of them. Like, it's nuts, right? And the quality is every single one's perfect. So we did that, and we've been selling those for a lot of years. And then in the drag and drive community, as you're well aware, you probably have them on your car. You have those darn cables hanging from the steering wheel. Well, it's a problem. They break. They're in the way. Like, I've heard horror stories of people, like guys going to turn off the track, and that cable hits the key, turns it off, and locks the column. And they're still going down the track, like trying to turn off, like, oh my God. Or it snaps off the blinker stock. Or just a mess. So then I was like, oh, that's a niche. That's a problem.
Yeah.
Let's make it better. So I created the Billy button, which is a wireless version of that. And then with that, I was like, well, geez, if we're going to do these 4 buttons, why not also create a 4-button wireless panel? Because
pretty much the same technology, just package it differently.
Correct.
Yeah.
And then I was like, well, geez, this has actually a lot bigger market segment than a bunch of silly race car guys, right? And it's funny because I always thought about drag and drive, but like when we did our first PRI show, there were guys coming over in drag boats. Well, not coming over in drag boats, but they would be like standing there talking to themselves, and I'd be like eavesdropping. They're like, God, we really need this in the drag boat. The guy's like, man, we need this in the monster truck. And I'm just like, wow. It's like the whole racing community. I didn't really think about it at the time because I'm not that smart. But but the 4-button panel, which is called the Billy Bar, I kind of prototype developed that in my Land Cruiser. I have a 100 series Land Cruiser that we go camping with and off-roading with. And the worst part about that was when I installed the fog lights and the light bar and the air compressor, like that install didn't take long. 80% of that install time took, and it could be anal, I like to make it nice, but was running the wires under, the engine compartment, across the firewall, and then through the firewall, and then through the dash, and wiring up to those buttons. And I was like, God, this sucks. So with the Billy Bar, I don't have to do any of that.
Yeah.
You wire it up under the hood, the module's there, boom, you're done. It's wirelessly triggers it.
Save all that.
Correct. So
mess.
So that's been a thing, right?
Yeah.
The manufacturing for that I do in the US, but the clutch controller stuff I always kind of kept in house.
Yeah.
And it's kind of funny. I've always hired high school students. They come in because they just have to build like wire harnesses, or they just have to assemble put the circuit board in the thing and glue it together and
Right.
package it up. Like, they're not like building circuit boards.
Yeah.
And they're like, this is the coolest freaking job ever. Like
That's awesome.
I'm making race car parts in Evergreen, Colorado. Like, what is going on? That's what they think.
Yeah, that's fun.
And I like to get sophomores because I at least get 2 years out of
Yeah.
them, right? I get a senior, it's like, dude, you're out of here in like 6 months.
Like, gosh dang it, yeah.
Right. So, but for the button stuff, I've outsourced the and this just kind of like a happy accident. The manufacturing for that takes place in the U.S. But, all right, I'll just tell you the whole story. Initially, the manufacturer up there was going to be making all the printed circuit boards. And I was like, yeah, cool. We'll make all the wire harnesses and stuff here for, the Billy button and the Billy bar stuff. So I was like, all right, I ordered literally 8 miles of wire. Like, between all these, it was like 2,000 pounds. Like, came on pallets. I was like, whoa.
What did I do?
Like, woo, what am I getting myself into here? And so, like, my stepdad came up and I'm like, all right, we're going to make 10 harnesses this weekend. We're just going to try it, see how this is. And so 10 harnesses, there's like, I don't know, 20 crimps or something per harness. Like, it's a lot, right?
Yeah.
So we started cranking, and I'm like, man, I used to make aircraft stuff. I totally figured this out. Like, this is no problem. Man, like, the first 3 harnesses, like, I just laid them on the ground, and a couple of the crimps popped out. I'm like, oh, like, this is not going to work.
Who's our quality control
There's
here?
no high school kids are going to get this right. Like, it's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
So I called the manufacturer. I'm like, do you guys have the ability to make harnesses? Like, yeah, all day long. I'm like, okay. So we loaded up like 2,000 pounds of wire. Like, it was literally like 8 miles of wire in the back of my stepdad's pickup. We drove to South Dakota, where the manufacturer is, and dropped it off. And they were so excited to see us, like, really small town and everything. So they had like this whole like presentation to give us and stuff. And I'm like, wow, I felt like,
no, this is
superstar,
cool, yeah.
right? And so we came in and they had this presentation and stuff, and they're going through, and they make a lot of medical devices. And they're going through all these companies, and I'm looking, I don't recognize any of the company names, logos and stuff. And I see this one pop up, Dakota Digital. I'm like, oh, I know them. And I'm like, oh, like Dakota Digital. I said, do you guys make stuff for them? Go, yeah, we make about 4,000 things a month for them. And I'm like, what? A month? And I'm like, that's like retrofit stuff for old cars. And they're like, yeah, I guess the biggest market for them are these square body trucks, like the Chevys and stuff and Blazers. And I'm like, my mind is going like, what? Like that's like 50,000 almost a year that people are, and their stuff's not cheap. That they're and I'm just like, wow, like
they're like, people are buying it twice, right? Like, you bought the truck, you didn't do anything, but you bought the dash. But then I bought the truck from you, and you didn't want to give up on the dash. So you're going to sell it separate. And then I bought it, and then I bought the dash too. And you're like, there's no way possible there's this many vehicles that need that thing.
So I'm like, wow. I'm like, the market segment for my products is way, way bigger than that. And I'm like, holy crap, like, this thing has quite a trajectory potentially. So anyway, they gave me a tour around I'll keep it shorter, but anyway, they were like, we can handle packaging, fulfillment, everything. So that's what they do.
Yeah. That's
Order comes in, they get on my site, they see it come in, they freaking ship it. Like, they assemble it, build it, test it, package it, and
it's
fulfill
a way better product than what you could produce
100%
on your own.
100%.
Yeah.
We still do the packaging and stuff for the clutch controller because it's a super, super niche market.
Yeah.
Like, stick shift drag racing is awesome.
And you test them? You test them too?
Yeah.
So they go through a test bench and everything?
Yep. They have a little QA sticker on them and everything, and we test all that. We still do that in Evergreen. That one's kind of close to my heart. If
when you understand it, like nobody else will probably understand it. So
yeah, potentially. I mean,
yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, you are the one that designed it, but it's not quite as simple as maybe some other products.
Correct. And there's not as many pieces. It's just, there's way more volume going on with the buttons and stuff. So that makes more sense. And now this past year, we got in with Summit Racing, and that is just starting. Like, there was a lot of frustration with me in the beginning.
Yeah.
When I get really frustrated on stuff, I'm always like, okay, Bill, you got to take a step back. Because sometimes Like, I literally wanted to call and be like, just send the stuff back. I'm sick of this crap.
I'm over it, yeah.
I was like, you got to take a deep breath.
Just keep working through
Yes,
it.
and I just have to be a little patient because I lack that sometimes, especially with myself.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's in a nutshell. And I've got some other ideas for some other products for the BangShift Billy company. But we'll see. We just got to keep moving forward and spending money way faster. I'm making it right now.
That's like the thing, though, right? Is it's so interesting that either way, it takes capital up front, whether you're doing the franchise and you do that, or you design, develop, manufacture a product, or you go through many iterations. Like that time is, to speed the time up, it's so expensive.
It is, yeah.
Or you're going to do it over 5, 10, 15, like it's just going to take time.
Yeah.
And you try to balance that throughout the deal of but creating a product. I think us doing marketing for a bunch of people with like e-commerce based products finding the supply demand of a product is super interesting.
Yeah.
How do you figure that out before you ever create the product? Like that's hard.
Yeah.
You think, everything, and then like nobody or whatever, or competing products, or is it similar enough or different enough or whatever?
Well,
it's kind of
and I listen to a lot of podcasts and stuff, and it becomes real clear to me how when you hear about these companies that, have Series A, Series B, Series C, raising money to raise capital for these companies, and they raise like $100 million,
literally to burn it to hopefully it work.
They have this term like cash burn, like per month. They're like literally setting piles of money on fire, and they operate for years, right? Like that. They're smoking opium every morning, and they're just fingers crossed, but they're crushing it. They've got teams of engineers and people and stuff, and they'll go years or decades before they even make any money at all. And they have burned like piles, like millions of billions, some of them, of dollars, because you think of like the infrastructure and the things they have to build. Yeah. And I'm like, okay.
But when you're wanting to do something different, none of it exists. So you have to build the entire ecosystem.
Everything. And like you got to put a team in place, and all that costs money. Yeah. It all costs money, and you got to have the stomach for it.
The idea is the cheapest part of all of it.
Right. Yeah. I got lots of ideas. But yeah, and then you got to kind of vet those and figure out, and I will say, so my fiance, and that's funny, we've been engaged for like, I don't know, 8 or 9 years. We've been together almost 15 now. But she is a really good check and balance for me. And I don't always like to hear it, but she'll be like, whoa, you need to put the brakes on and check this and this and this and this. And I'm like, oh God, fine.
I don't want to hear it, but I know you're right. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And so I'll go back and do a little bit more research or due diligence and stuff. And and sometimes I'm not right. I'll admit that.
First time this year.
But most of the time. Yeah. Well, what is today?
I mean.
Yeah. We're still in the
rolled
first
over.
month. But there are times where, that she's been right, and I need to do a little more due diligence or dig into it. But in the same aspect, some people are very, very uncomfortable with change or with spending money or risk averse, right?
I'm not super.
I'm not so much like that.
A very baby step. Be careful. Bootstrap. Like I don't.
And I'm a little less risk averse. I just think about some of the things I've done, and whoo, prefer not to think about them. But those are the mistakes we learn from. So
or you just sit there and watch. Yeah, which that's not very fun either. So
true.
But no, I think what's been your perception of kicking off this new company and having your own product compared to doing like a franchise? Like, what's some things you love about one and not about the other, vice versa? Like some of your favorite parts, obviously, other than I'm going to assume that you love automotive racing. So like the ecosystem you get to live in and work around and do what you do every day when you're around your product you love, where the franchise, it's a great solid business and all that stuff, but it's not your passion, right?
Yeah. Who gets excited about warranty management?
So good business, but not super passionate about the work you do. I mean, you're passionate about your business, but not about the...
Yeah, that's true. That's a fact. Yeah. So yes, I'm very, very passionate about the BangShift Billy company products and that environment. Yeah. Because I've been excited about it. Like, I can remember being probably 3rd grade, and we had to, like, these lunch bag puppet things that we made, and I made myself a race car driver. That's all I wanted to do, was be around cars. And
Say it all started with like a Hot Wheel, right? Like,
oh, dude, like my mom would be
the
so
$1
mad.
addiction.
She'd clean the house, and there'd be these little lines all over the carpet from the Hot Wheel cars, and I literally, the bottom of the cars were polished from the carpet. Like, it was ridiculous. And Dukes of Hazzard, like, I still have cassette tapes because we didn't have VCR, and I would record the audio of it, and I couldn't even spell. And I still have some of these. It's ridiculous. And some of them say the Ducks of Hazzard because I couldn't even spell it right. But yeah, I mean, I have been a humongous fan of cars and all that stuff ever since I was a kid.
Yeah.
So yes, to say I'm very passionate about the BangShift Billy stuff, understatement. I love it. But what was your question?
I'm not sure. I guess what are the things you
what am
love
I
about
proud of?
either one and
Yeah.
stuff like that? And I know that one's hard, but it's kind of, you know, people finding something to do for a living that's not their passion versus their passion. I think if you can blend it, it's a home run, but it's hard, right? Like,
Super hard, yeah. And most people, and I talk to my kids about this a lot, but most people are trading an hour of their time for $1. It's more than a single dollar. But
no, I get
you're
what you're
trading
saying,
your
yeah.
time for money. And yeah, you look, oh, doctors, surgeons, they make so much money. But guess what? If they're not operating, they're not getting paid.
Yeah.
But when you can develop a business like you with a team of people, you can go race your car, you can go skiing, you can go on a vacation. And guess what? Your team is making money for you.
Yeah.
So you're leveraging. It was hard in the beginning, but once you get it over that hump and you have a team of people working for you, like especially if you've taken the time to vet those people and get a really good team and you respect them as employees and you take care of them and they respect you,
Right.
they will run your company. And not that you can't just walk away from it, but the daily operation of it, you don't have to worry about
Things
it
still
anymore.
happen, right?
And
Yeah.
it's really exciting to get
The
to that
time
point.
investment to get there, though.
Yes.
If you would have started the BangShift Billy and your other company at the exact same time, they probably would have both failed because they take so much time and energy. The franchise, though, has that template built, right? But if you were trying to build both from zero and figure them both out, like you get so split, it would be hard to make them both succeed.
Yeah, so it's funny. It's funny you frame it like that because, yeah, there was a lot of years where it was just me. Like, I had an office in Grand Junction.
You were the admin. You were also the guy telling them that their crack was too small, and you were also
I mean, there were days when I would drive from here, not Pueblo, but Evergreen to Grand Junction to do a single walkthrough, and it might take 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And I would turn around and come back. I would like have 7
and that's
hours.
what you had to do.
It was just what you had to do. Or I had an office with the futon next to a gym, and I would sleep there. I'd get up, I'd go work out. I could get a smoothie and a shower and go to work. Like that's just what I did.
Yeah.
And I would bring my kids back. They had these honey sticks over in Grand Junction, and they would be so excited. And I was just like, that's just what I did. Like I had to get it done. And the business got to the point where I had a staff where they do the daily operation. So now I had some free time. So what do? Oh, let's start another business. Let's start the BangShift Billy.
Welcome to James's life. Like,
Yeah.
Man, I
Yeah.
totally get it.
But
It might have to do with being an Aquarius or type A or being even having a little bit of entrepreneurship in you. But yeah, I've 2026 is not chasing new things, and it is very much tripling down on exactly what works, because every time I do anything outside of that, I just know if I would invest that same time and money into doing exactly what we're doing, it would have netted me better on the other side.
Yeah, we're kind of like squirrel.
It's what got us here, but it's also what
Yeah.
distracts you from like really achieving the goals.
Agreed.
It's
So I do have to find myself refocusing. It sounds like the same thing. We're very similar in that aspect.
Yeah.
I always have to find myself, and Courtney, my fiance, she's always like, yeah, you don't need another thing. Like we started this podcast. She's like, oh, great, another thing. But, I try to, I always have a lot of irons in the fire. I don't feel like it.
You, though, yeah.
I don't feel like that, but other people are like, my God.
It's like literally your oxygen, though.
I guess, yeah. It's crazy.
I feel it, though, like 100%. I mean, and if it doesn't, and when you find something, you go like crazy deep with it, right? And you got to like know everything about it and like dissect it and all that stuff. And that's where I'm like literally just trying. My like whole thing is just trying not to get distracted at this point. It's like, try to stay
and
focused.
routine seems to work really well for me.
Yeah.
Like, I have a very specific routine. Like even when I get up in the morning, like I get up, I get a cold plunge, I get in it, and it sucks every day. I have this conversation with myself every morning. I get up and I'm laying in bed and I wake up and I'm like, oh God,
I'm not
I
going
gotta
to do
do
it today,
this
but no, I
morning.
have to.
And that's the one thing that I will say to my fiance. She's like, you don't have to do it every day. And I'm like, why are you distracting me? And I'll go
Like,
put the bathrobe on, walk downstairs and put the slippers on because it's in the garage. And it's a chest freezer.
yeah, where they've converted a freezer.
Yeah.
Like, yeah,
Yeah.
I've looked into them. I haven't. I like doing them every once in a while. Every day would be rough, but
Yeah.
I do like.
Yep.
There are a ton of benefits.
Huge, dude. It's huge. Yeah.
So much you don't want to go any day without doing it, but
100%.
every day you
100%.
hate
So
doing it.
I have a little timer and I get in feet
Yeah.
first, and then I hit the timer. Because if I hit it too soon, I've taken 5 seconds.
I'm cheating
It's set for
yourself.
3 minutes and 5 seconds. That 5
Okay.
seconds is for me to get in. But now I get in before I hit it.
Yeah.
And then I sit down and I'm like, okay, here we are. Like the worst part's over. Once you're in, the worst part's over. You're like,
Yeah.
okay. And then
What's
I
weird is like the more still you can be, like your body almost starts to heat the water around.
Oh no, you gotta move. 'Cause
Yeah, if you keep
get
moving, yeah.
you gotta move. But I've had a couple of times where I get into the breathing and stuff, and
Yeah.
it's just like that 3 minutes is gone, and the timer goes off, and you're like, "What?
Really?
I just got in." It's just
Almost
weird.
like a meditation type
Correct.
thing. Yeah.
So then I get out, and then I have like a workout us to a podcast, like morning news type thing,
Yeah.
for like 20 minutes, something workout, and it's nothing major. Like
Just enough to get going though.
I start off with like 50 body squats.
What time do you wake up?
Mm,
Is that set on a?
no, it's not on an alarm.
Okay.
Usually between 6:30. I'm usually up.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we start here at 7, and I
Okay.
want so bad to like have a morning routine, but that means I got to go to bed at like 7 or 8 the night before. Otherwise, I don't want to wake.
I don't
like,
get to.
I go to bed at like 10:30 or 11.
Yeah.
And
See,
it
I'm
sucks.
really good at like 10:30,
Yeah.
and it's interesting because like, so Courtney and I don't live together. It's probably happening this year. She works East Coast time, so she's up 5, 6,
Oh, wow, yeah.
between 4 and 6 every morning, and she's like,
What time does she go to bed?
yeah, 7:30, man. She's like, it's so late. I'm like looking at my clock. I'm like, I'm ready to go out the garage for a while. So my routine does
Yeah.
tend to get a little bit earlier in the morning when she's there,
Sure.
and that will probably change. But we'll find our groove.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm just curious if that was like running the business for me personally. Like, I feel like if I'm not here when the team gets here, I'm cheating them. But also, there's so many CEOs out there that like have the cold plunge. They do a workout. They come in an hour or two after the team, but they are fired up. They not that they haven't been working, but they've went through emails while they're doing that stuff. They're just not actively in
Yeah.
the location.
Yeah.
But then they come in with more energy, and it seems like they lead the team better. And they might be there till 9 that night.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. I've been trying to figure that
Yeah.
out.
So the morning routine is huge for me.
Yeah.
Like just from a physical standpoint.
And health, right? And getting
Well,
older and making sure you're there and all
Health
that
is
stuff
huge.
too.
Like I really I watch what I eat. I really like part of my routine. I make a smoothie every morning, and there's a couple of certain things I put in there. I put in protein powder. I put in creatine, and collagen, and it's got a frozen banana, handful of spinach, and some frozen berries with
What color is that
with
thing when
almond
it's
milk.
done?
It's like green, kind of, sort of. And some people can't deal with the spinach because there's oxalates and stuff, but my body seems to be okay with it.
Yeah.
So I do that, and then when I pour it, and this is like a whole other side of me, like nobody really knows about, but I put bee pollen on the top, and then this lion's mane powder.
Yeah.
And that's that, and then I'll have eggs, something, or yogurt with granola or whatever. Like that's my breakfast. Like that's my morning.
Yeah.
And then while I'm doing that, I'm consuming either YouTube videos, like usually like my feed is nuts, like the stuff I have on there. Like there's car stuff on there,
Yeah.
your stuff, but there's a lot of news stuff.
You're just talking about CES and new batteries, so tech, stuff like that,
Correct,
right?
tech. I'm fascinated with so much of that stuff. But I'm also checking emails. I'm checking for, I have 3 different companies. We haven't talked about the other one, but I'm checking that stuff in the morning. So, and one thing that happened with COVID was I used to have an office like with 5 women in my office, and it was nuts. Like, it was hard for me to go in there and work. Like, I could shut my office door, but they're all like, but because of COVID, everything went remote.
Yeah.
Like, my entire team is remote. In fact, I have 4 full-time MAs, the people that take all the phone calls, that work in the Philippines.
Yeah.
And they are amazing. They've worked for me for years. Their work ethic is amazing. There are some really great financial reasons
Sure.
to do it.
Yeah.
There's no Social Security. There's none of those
Yep.
tax pieces. But it also enables me to help them in a way that they can't get in their own country. Like,
Right. And they show up, they're dedicated to your business, they take
work-
care of things.
so even with the time change, they work Mountain Standard
Yeah.
Time, which is like 8 p.m. to 4 a.m. or something. But I guess there, because it's so hot and humid, a lot of people work at night because it's just, you can't do anything during the day. It's like 105 and it's like 100% humidity. Like, welcome to the sweat box.
Yeah, so a lot of them, like to be.
Yeah, but
yeah, it's more comfortable.
they're amazing. And then I have three that are kind of part-time. Like, that's one of the things that my team has communicated to me that they appreciate so much is I don't micromanage them at all.
Yeah.
Like, there's 100 ways to skin a cat, and as long as we have a skinned cat, I honestly don't care how we get there.
How you got there. Yeah.
As long as
the results are the same, yeah.
That's right.
Quality's good.
If my builder clients and stuff are happy the job's getting done and we're executing the way we need to, I don't care, because you probably have a better way to do it than I do. Fine, do it.
Yeah.
And that's it. And I don't micromanage them at all. Like, we have staff meetings maybe once a month, once a quarter maybe.
Yeah.
And I check in, but I have a pulse on what's going on. Like, they email me and stuff like that. But that just works.
You've also built an ecosystem that kind of runs, right? Like, at the beginning, you did everything, and now you have people doing almost everything, but you got to be there to guide and just make sure you don't hit a boulder or something, right?
Yeah. And I'm also
cruising.
prospecting for new business, and I'm working on sometimes great big projects and clients. I mean, $100 million projects that I'm trying to
bid and
get into. And that's the weird thing is, like, I don't have any competitors in this space, but it's niche and it's not easy. And like, some people say they compete, but there really isn't. And they'll ask me, they'll be like, well, this pricing, what are your competitors like? I'm like, yeah, please find me a few, because there aren't.
Yeah, I'm either way expensive or way cheap, depends on.
Yeah.
You tell me, like, because I don't even know. Like, I've just built it based on, and that's kind of even how we built the business, right? Is we sell packages, but it's based on how much time is invested into seeing that out.
Right.
And then you put a price on time and energy and how good we are and yada, 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 yada. And that's how you come up with a pricing structure initially.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And like with the BangShift Billy, like, I had to come up with pricing for some of this stuff. And like, for the clutch controller, there are competitors in that space, but there aren't any doing it digitally like we are.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of expense to go into that, and R&D and everything else. And that's reflected because I think we are the most expensive clutch controller on the market.
Yeah.
But there's a couple of things that it offers that the others don't. So, and in all my companies, ProHome and the other ones, like I'm not like this magnet, but not everybody has to be a customer.
Yeah.
And
that's okay.
And you'll get haters, and I've been told that, God, when you get haters, you've made it. They still suck. I hate that, but you still get those, and people bitch and complain and stuff. And I've refunded money for stuff that's been installed and I shouldn't, and it's just like, oh my God.
But it's easier to let it just go.
Send it back, please. Well, it's not always like that, but and some guys flex on stuff. They're like, well, I've got this big following, and if you don't do this, and I'm just like, really, fine. I'm not gonna fight them. Like, whatever. It's not worth it to me.
No, I think what I've always realized, when there's a bunch of friction there, to make it, you got to push through some, but when you're just being dumb with the friction, like, just move on to the next thing. Like, it's obviously the world's telling you, like,
the thing I love the most, and this happens with ProHome, it happens with the BangShift Billy and stuff, and it happens to me personally. I don't read the directions. If they would just do that, they'd never have to pick up the phone. But that's part of it. It's customer service too.
So what's the third leg in the
I own some real estate.
Yeah.
So I needed I leased office space for ProHome for a lot of years, and my lease came up, and I needed a bigger space and everything else. And I was like, God, this is so dumb. spending this money every single month. I said, man, I should see if I can just buy an office. And then as I started looking around, this office building presented itself, and it worked, and it was full, except for one office, which was
Perfect.
who I was buying it from.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, the clouds parted. I was like, this is great. And I bought it, and I've had that, I don't even know how long, 5 years or something. Again, I don't micromanage it. It's commercial property. I've had one kind of ugly tenant, like,
Not ideal. Yeah.
yeah, their lease came up, and I just let them go. Like,
Yeah.
you know what? This isn't worth it. Like, they felt like I slighted them, and they wanted all these improvements. They ended up signing a 5-year lease. I did that. And then when their lease came up again, like, they were like freaking out, like how much it was. And I'm like, oh, let me I was like, yeah, that is a little high. And I brought it back down, and they were still so pissed. They felt like, I'm like, you asked for all this stuff. Stuff doesn't come for free.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
you want new flooring and counter, all this paint, like all.
Yeah. I have to get my money back some
Right,
point.
right.
Yeah.
But
not tomorrow, but some
no,
point.
that's been great.
Yeah.
And man, as you're learning from a tax perspective, dude, real estate is where it's at.
Yeah.
Because the tax laws are really catered around real estate for everything.
Yeah, you just get a lot of opportunities, I guess. And it's
Yes.
pretty foolproof. It's not sexy. It's not cool.
All the boring businesses are the best.
When I bought this, you know, is like buying the commercial property. It's not as sexy as posting the new Corvette or Lamborghini or anything online, but it's pretty freaking cool.
Guess what? It's not like a Lamborghini and all that.
Yeah,
those are
depreciate,
depreciating assets.
Yeah.
This is not.
Yeah. So, and then working on it and keeping up with it and shoveling the sidewalk, and it's not Instagram worthy, some of those things, but ultimately that's what is the biggest changing factor. Us having our duplexes and our rental real estate that we have is I call it like the insurance policy to us buying this. I don't live off that money. It kind of just sits there and builds. It gets reinvested into the properties. But once you have enough, like, okay, that unit goes empty, but this is all rented. So it kind of insures itself to make sure everything stays afloat. Once we were looking at this space, I was like, the next step in space is expensive. So either we're going to own it, but then if I own it, I need to be able to grow into it.
Yeah.
So we got to buy twice as much as what we need, which
you did.
Which cash flowing wise is a dumb decision, but we're trying to make that all work and then bring the cash flow back. And then if it wins, it wins, right?
In a decade, you're going to be like, I'm so glad we made this decision.
100%. And I've seen it, and I know it, and I know it's the way, but it's not the quick, sexy, fun, like,
no, it's
like,
not.
Oh, we've made it. No, like, this is like, we're going to work some more. But the must be nice, the you're lucky eventually comes around once it's all running pretty smooth, right?
And the folks that call them the haters.
Yeah, sure.
And sometimes they could be your friends. But the haters that say, you're lucky. Oh, it must be nice. You know what? They weren't there when you were dealing with a roof leak here on your computers at 3 o'clock in the morning. Like, you're unplugging the drain or the toilet. Like, they weren't there for that. You know what? And that's stuff you didn't
time
post,
invest,
because that ain't sexy.
Up at 3 a.m. because I had this or that. Yeah, no, it's not that cool. Like, we had our sim day the other day, and like the brand new building, not brand new building, but newer building, like the freaking toilet thing would like randomly work or not work, and I'm like, oh crap, we're gonna have people here today. I should do it a new float in there or whatever.
Now,
like, who else does that? Oh wait, that's me. I do that. I'm the guy for that, right?
Let me get the other hat.
We also like just looking at stuff and getting quotes on like just building something simple for the business or doing a build out or whatever, and like how much, if you do it yourself, how much money you save. Obviously time, energy, investment, and all that stuff is crazy. But no, that's do you have any residential real estate or just the other than like your home or whatever? But
no, I just have, and it's a 10-unit office building. Like,
so it's
substantial size. No, that's all I have is that one for
that.
now.
Yeah, so you went from like no rental
to
no tenants to 10-unit office building.
Yeah, but what made it work was it was already full. Some of them have multiple year leases. Like,
did it cash flow when you bought it?
Yes.
See? When you look, like, and that's what I told April. I was like, bad part is we've trained ourselves to look for those deals, and I'm like, no more projects. But I'm like, if they land in your lap and the numbers work, you've literally taught yourself to take advantage of those situations.
And that's the advantage you would have in a case like that. You would recognize that opportunity,
Yeah.
and you're likely in a position where you can snap just like that.
Yeah.
Where other people, they do analysis paralysis, and they analyze, and then the deal just goes by and it's gone.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, I've been accused by my fiance. Like, I'm like, lots of people are like, ready, okay, ready, aim, shoot. I'm like, shoot, ready, oh, shit, oh, I gotta aim now. And I'm kind of like, whoa, what did I get myself into here?
Shoot again.
That's right.
Shoot again, got it. Yeah,
right.
Yes.
But sometimes you have to be of the mindset and have the fortitude and the ability to jump now. Like, sometimes those opportunities come by, and if you don't act, it's gone. Like, you can't wait around.
And it like consumes your life for like 3 days or 3 weeks or 3 months until that deal happens, right? But like at the same point, you're like, that I'm doing the things a lot of people won't do in these situations to get to the end result.
That's it right there.
Perseverance and
and I always say too, everybody loves home runs, and they think, being successful,
one-hit wonders, right?
Getting rich, one-hit wonders, like, oh yeah, people chase that, the easy way. Dude, there's no easy way to be successful. There's just not. And it's always drops fill the bucket. That's how I think of it. You know what? It's drops that fill the bucket. If you got a leaky roof, you'll know that you leave to go to the grocery store and come back, shit, that bucket's full again. I got to fill it up. Yeah. But it's just dripping in there. Like, it's just drip.
Consistency.
Drip. That's right. And it's that consistency over the long term that makes success, in my opinion.
Oh, like I said, bootstrap, like very 1 foot. I'm not the better. I'm not the high risk. I'm not that. I'll bet on ourselves, and I love when I have the best hand, but even then I'm like, you know what I mean? Like, I almost can't lose, but but you're protecting what, like, when it takes you years to get to this point, there's also people that will make really dumb decisions and burn it all in weeks or months.
You're way younger than I am to be in this position. So the future's bright, James.
Yeah, no, it's good. That's just keep going, right? Just keep going. Keep going.
That's good. It's so good. And you have a partner like April. You guys are on the same mindset.
That's like
so
the biggest
exciting
thing too,
to see. It's so cool to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's fun. Like
the Pueblo power couple.
She keeps like when I feel a little tired, or which I'm usually the pushing one, she's like, I need a break. I'm like, all right. But like then there's times I'm like, I think I've kind of got her figured out a little bit, because over the weekend, take it easy. We haven't done this in weeks and weeks and weeks. About 3:00 in the afternoon, she's like, we got to go do something. So and usually she's the one that's like,
so what are your plans? Like, you got this building, you've got the other space you're working on. We talked a little bit about it before.
So the plan is that there's 6 of us here right now, and there needs to be 12, and then there could be another 12 to 20 on the other half of it if we ever need.
Just heard you're on board another one today.
Yeah, so it's good. Like, everything I know, because I've helped other people build businesses, I've helped other things happen, and I'm like, it's for us this time, and just like tripling down on our own. So and that's what I mean. If, like, for instance, last year we spent over 20 grand in Facebook ads, but it returned us good. But the risk side of me is like, okay, I need to spend 40 or 50,000 in 2026, and I'm like, but I know it'll work, right? Like, I also know, like, it's good, it'll work, but it's also making, like, just like kicking myself to do it. But then I like have to like lock in that much more. So I'm like, okay, that's why I can't be distracted. I have to be very much eye on the ball. Yeah. The weird part was where we're at now is like so the social media management side and creating content and posting, I've e-mythed that thing. It's pretty much figured out. I have a process. I have work management software. It's all working. Like, it works. I can add another person to the mix as long as you can do this, this, and this. We can get you up and rolling pretty quick. All good.
Yeah.
The sales side, the client communication side, that is April. And that can't be April all the time forever.
I just referred somebody to you guys.
Appreciate that.
Hopefully they'll call you. They need you.
So like that side of it, I'm like, okay, April, like, so now if I double the ad budget.
She's better looking than you.
Yeah, so she's way better to be front facing. So our ads work way better when she's in the ads
too.
So like I'm like, okay, let's figure it out for you. And that's the thing. It's building the business the way we're supposed to build the business. So, but now I'm like, okay, I want to spend more money in ads, but you're bombarded and you're good at what you do. I'm not as good, but I'm doing more sales and stuff on my thing because I see, but I'm like, okay, how do we speed it up before it gets to us and after it gets to us to get the
congestion.
the efficiency up between us. Let's utilize our time better and utilize people to help that. But I'm like, okay, so, but now I got to double the ad spend budget and add another person. So now cost goes, yeah. So then I'm like,
and it always lags. You spend
100%,
and then the return is down here.
100%.
You gotta float that.
The mindset, the weird mindset thing is like, I got to spend money like I want to, where I want to be. So if where I want to be in 6 months is what kind of money do I need to spend or people do I need to have on staff to do that?
Yeah.
And then I got to do it now.
Mm-hmm.
And hope I get there. And hopefully it only takes about that much time. And that's the mindset that's hard. I keep working through it. And those are like structuring my day and making sure I'm working on the right things. The podcasting. This is not the most ROI positive thing for tomorrow. But I'm not trying to sell the tennis shoe. I'm trying to build Nike. I want people to know who we are. Go look at all the other social media agencies, the people, the things. Go find a place where you can actually go meet them. Go actually know who the owner is, if that's even a thing.
Yeah.
And those types of things. And how do I tell you should post daily if I'm not doing it? But if I tell you, if you come to me and say, well, what are you doing? Oh, I'm doing a podcast and we're posting 2 times a day and we're running X dollars in ad spend and this is how we've grown. I can help you do the same.
Yeah.
Great. If you go to my social media and I don't post, I don't run ads, I don't do any of this stuff I'm telling you should do, that doesn't seem very
parent.
Yeah, that doesn't seem very good, does it? Right. Lead by example. And unfortunately that's the hard part, is because I also got to utilize our team to like invest into our stuff. So it's like,
and that's the reason I hired you, because I've found, like you were talking about earlier, like fixing the toilet, you doing it versus hiring somebody. There's a point that comes, depending on the size of the project, that it's just not worth your time.
100%.
Like, for example, like I'm a car guy. I fix stuff. Like I have a fleet of vehicles and I maintain them for the most part. But I had a car went down, transmission took a dump. It freaking killed me. It was $3,200, but they had it done in like 2 days.
Yep.
Like I just didn't have the bandwidth to deal with a brand new platform, change the transmission. If it's not right, like I'm just like, just fix it.
Yeah, writing the check kind of hurt, but it was also nice having all that time.
Yeah, and it's just that's the point. You just have to start to look at what's an hour of your time worth, like to give to somebody.
Sometimes nothing, sometimes it's worth a lot.
That's right. Well, and you're looking at
Yeah.
And it sounds selfish, but like if I give you an hour of my time, what do I get out of it?
Yeah.
Right. So like yeah, it's
this podcast is not the most ROI positive thing for you.
Well, either one of us, but
yeah.
You know, it's a lot of fun. I like you as a friend, as a business associate as well. And who knows, like
the relationship though being built here or one clip out of this entire thing could change a lot for a lot of people. Maybe.
Correct.
There's always a lottery ticket involved. I don't bet on that, but
well, and that's another thing too. Like, so I'll selfishly look at my time and be like, yeah, it's not worth my time to help this person or something. But I didn't mean to say it like that.
I get, I know.
But when it comes to helping people, like I will give my time away.
Yeah.
Like
karma's a good thing.
The stuff and I enjoy doing it. I enjoy helping people. Like
you just got to pull yourself away sometimes, though, right? Because you're so into your thing to like separate, and I have a hard time with that for sure.
Yeah. Like I recently had a friend with a Sprinter van, and like a new one, like a 2023, and he had some guy do some electrical work and all this other stuff on it. I had a fuel leak, and I get in and look, and I'm like, he punched a hole in the fuel tank to run a fuel line to feed the heater that he put. That's, by the way, attached with plumber's tape, like clanging underneath there. And I'm like, dude, this is
a bomb.
This is so bad. It's a diesel, thank God. And I'm looking at all the other, like the guy's got Romex under there. Like it's not a house. It's a house on wheels, and it's a little bit different. Like it's so bad. And I'm like, okay.
Light switch for the fuel pump.
Oh, no. Literally, it's one of those timers that you have a heat lamp on in a bathroom to run the fuel pump to refill the heater. And he goes, sometimes it just overflows. And I'm just like, oh, my God. And I'm like, anyway.
You just don't know.
I told him I would take care of the fuel tank. So he had to get a replacement fuel tank. And it already has a tap. I said, it's already there. It has a little plug. You put the connector on, and you got the fuel line. I'm like, this other stuff, I can't fix it for you, buddy, but it's really not safe to drive. Yeah. You got to find some place that does this. I swapped the fuel tank for him, and I'm like, I can't do anything else.
At least you knew it was better, yeah.
But I was like, you can't drive. Like, this thing is dangerous.
Yeah.
At some point, it will catch fire, and all you'll be able to do is get out and watch it burn to the ground and everything you have in it because it's dangerous.
One of my things too is like within business is kind of like helping others is when we have a client is like trying to support their thing or their cause or whatever. So I like my race car. I like working on that. I don't like working on a transit van. So I'm like, here you go, man. Like you support us, I support you. You work on that, like or whatever, right? Different things. So that's always like.
And do you really like the race car all the time? Because it's a love-hate thing.
Yeah, I say the highs are only so high because the lows are so
low.
Yeah,
that's right.
It's like it is that. I've driven 27 hours home Saturday and Sad, and I've driven many hours home on a high that I don't know if I don't do drugs. Never really have done. Never have.
Yeah.
I don't know what that high is like, but I know winning is pretty crazy. The like.
Stay away from drugs because you find one like that, you're hooked, right?
So I tell people like, just get a kid addicted to cars because they won't have no money for any other drugs. It's fine. Like, it's all good at that point. Like, and I hope if I ever have kids or whatever, they see and feel the same thing and that stuff. Because then it's like, no, you just don't go do that because that's dumb or lose your license or whatever. You want to go racing and do this stuff. Let's support something there or whatever. So
for sure.
I don't know. Those are fun things, but that's life. Like we don't know what tomorrow brings, and hopefully it's all good. But there'll be challenges, and it's fine. But
that's what keeps it moving forward for sure. So,
well, Bill, one of the last things I ask at the end of the podcast is either in business or life or both. What does it mean to you to not suck?
Makes me feel good to not suck. Like I don't feel like I'm a real. I don't even know the word, but like I don't feel like I'm a show off. Like, you know, some people really want to show off their Lambos and all that stuff. And I kind of like to fly under the radar as best I can, but I get a lot of self-satisfaction out of a job well done. Like, and even if nobody sees it, like here's a good example. So, I have a shop that I built at my house, and it was a humongous ordeal. Like, it was awful. Like the whole process, bad contractors.
Permitting.
Oh no, that went down the toilet. Easy? No.
Oh yeah, that was bad
I was
too,
told to just abandon that because they never got back to me. But bad contractors, a lot of money that was stolen and stuff like that. But like the past month or something, I finally got a loft built in there, and I built these stairs. You probably saw.
Yeah, I saw your video. Yeah,
they're aluminum. They're on a garage. You hit a button, and the stairs go up and down. And dude, I'll go down there and watch it all by myself, and it makes me feel so good because I built them. I built the stairs. I built the whole thing myself, and that's really cool to me. Yeah. And there's lots of examples like that lots of people don't even know about, but it just makes me feel really good, like that I've done a really good job, or I've helped somebody, or whatever, you know. And I don't need a pat on the back. It makes me feel good.
Yeah, you're doing it for you. Yeah. So do it for you, not for anybody else, right? Like, yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
I see that.
It's good to help those around you. Like you said, karma. It comes back, you know, multitudes of what you've put out.
Yeah.
So, but you just have to be patient
patience, man.
But don't do it because of that.
Yeah. I think one of the greatest things I heard is like, you know, do everything that you do without any expectation of anything in return, type of a thing. I don't know the exact quote, or there's many versions of that, but that's kind of the.
Well, and it's interesting you say it like that, because I think if you go into any situation with any kind of expectation, you're only setting yourself up for disappointment.
Yeah.
So, and it's hard not to sometimes, but you really should go into situations without any expectation at all. Just do your best and be pleased with what comes out, and hopefully it's better than you ever thought it would be.
Yeah. Self-auditing yourself too if things don't go well. Hey, did I give it my all? Did I give it my best? Did I show up the correct way for that? Or
100%.
Yeah.
100%. There's a lot to it. Yeah.
Well, cool, Bill. Well, if you want, if you want to tell that camera, if people want to check out any of your services or products, where would you want them to go? Like, go.
Well, if you're a builder and you hate dealing with homeowners, ProHome Colorado, just prohomeco.com is the website, and I'd be happy to help you there. If you've got a race car, we have a number of solutions for that, and it doesn't even have to be a race car. Off-road vehicles, side-by-side, Land Cruisers, off-road trucks, whatever. BangShiftBilly.com, and I don't have any rental space, so forget that for right now.
But if you have a building that cash flows in, though.
Oh, right. Yes. Right. If you have a building that you'd like to sell me that is a good opportunity,
DM James on
right.
social media.
James will facilitate it and probably take a cut. How about that?
Maybe Bill and I can have a building together one day. I don't know.
I don't like partnerships.
No. Well, that's a whole nother thing.
Oh, yeah. They're a bad deal.
So there you go. To not suck, try not to do partnerships. Be self-aware.
Be self-aware.
Some people need it.
Yeah, yeah.
Some people might need the partner.
Business partnerships.
Yeah.
They're not always great. I think they're more often not great than others. But
I can see that.
We could start going another hour, but
well, maybe you'll come back another time and we'll chat some more.
Maybe, yeah.
All right, Bill.
Awesome.
Thanks, man.
Thanks so much.